We're back in my kitchen, except this time I'm wearing clothes. Those of you who don't usually watch my channel, I'm not going to elaborate on that. You can just go through my videos and work out why I was naked. More importantly, why I was filming it. So I recently took a deep dive on Food Talk, which is the corner of TikTok where all the bakers and chefs live. It smells wonderful over there. You should really try it. I have chosen 3 of the most popular recipes trending on TikTok, and I thought we would make them, try them, and then give them a score out of 10 to decide which one is truly worthy of being trending. Hi, it's me again. I'm interrupting this video because quite frankly, you stink. You're a little stinker. I can't let this go on. So everyone say thank you to Scentbird for sponsoring this part of today's video. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service that allows you to try out designer fragrances every single month for just $16. There are over 600 designer brands to choose from, which means if you're a little bit fussy like me, you'll always find something. They even have perfumes, colognes, and unisex options, which I utterly adore. With Scentbird, you get a 30-day supply of each fragrance, which means that you can enjoy it without having to commit to a full bottle. They're completely flexible, so if you don't fancy having a new scent that month, you can skip it without any additional penalties. And as we know from my gymnastics video, I'm a big fan of flexibility. Scentbird works directly with top designer brands like Prada, Gucci, and Balenciaga. But they also work with indie brands too, like Vince Camuto, The Harmonist, and Confessions of a Rebel. So if designer brands aren't your thing, they've got you covered. Plus, probably the best part about all of this, and you're probably thinking, what, it gets better? Yes. There's a quiz. If you want to try a new fragrance, but you've no idea where to start, they have a fragrance quiz. Incredible. I recently received the Balenciaga Flora Botanica scent and also the Oscar de la Renta Bella Blanco. Sound very fancy. The Balenciaga Flora Botanica I absolutely adore because it smells like a traditional floral perfume, but without being overwhelming. The rose and carnation scents are balanced with mint and hemp. It's the kind of perfume you could wear every day without feeling like it's too much. The Oscar de la Renta Bella Blanca perfume it's sweet smelling because of the lychee and the pear, but it's balanced with musk. It makes you feel like the strong female lead in a spy movie seducing the enemy for information. Strong, sultry, sexy vibes. I also received Eau de Juice by Pure Sugar and Parada's Candy. The Parada Candy fragrance is very mature in its sweetness, whilst the Eau de Juice Pure Sugar is playfully, youthfully sweet. The thing I love about Scentbird is that you don't have to commit to one fragrance. Fragrance should make you feel good. You know, it should match your vibe and your energy. And if you're having to commit to just one giant bottle, chances are it's not going to be right every single day. So make sure to use my code Ellbat to get 55% off your first month of Scentbird. That's less than $10 to smell as fun and fruity fresh as me. Now you've had the option to de-stinkify yourself, I will allow you to continue through to watch the rest of this video. Goodbye. You're going to notice that a common theme throughout these recipes is cheese. I don't know what TikTok's obsession with cheese is, but I tell you who doesn't have an obsession with cheese. My digestive system. So this is going to be a long day. First up, we have this ramen cheese in rice paper combination that is fried. It looks delicious, but I have to say it's not something that I would have thought of making prior. So it's quite exciting. We're delving into a new part of culinary culture. I mean, sure, we'll call it that. I'm using ramen and some Vietnamese rice paper. I don't think I've ever had rice paper in my life. Shin Ramyun is my go-to ramen of choice. You can of course use whichever ramen you like, but this one has quite a good kick. And we've of course got cheese. Can't forget the cheese. Damn it, I've lost my jug. A little ramen cooking hack is to boil the water in the kettle first, because then it doesn't take as long to cook. I'm a busy woman! Ah! Oh God. I've got it under control, no one worry. Now we're just gonna wait for that to get steamy and then I'll pop this bad boy in. I've been seeing everywhere people making these ramen spring rolls. A lot of people have been making them with meat, but I feel like because the other 2 recipes are very meaty, they've got a lot of meaty girth. And I feel like I just needed like a non-meat one for the sake of my digestive system. In she goes. I wouldn't recommend dropping it from a height as I just did because I have sprayed boiling water everywhere. Don't forget your sauce packets, very important. Oh, just poured the sauce packet all over the side. I just was a bit too enthusiastic, I think. It's the pressure. I don't do well under pressure. I don't cook well under pressure. I don't do anything well under pressure at all. This is why I fail all my exams. If my mum's watching, that was a joke. It was a joke. If you struggle with round chopsticks, I always found that the flat ones were easier. How do I clean this up? I probably shouldn't put a wet sponge near an open flame, but I feel like what could go wrong? I mean, other than the kitchen being set on fire. Okay, so once the ramen is done, I've got to take it out of the ramen soup, get the noodles in the rice paper, and sprinkle in some grated mozzarella. I'm doubting this recipe more and more as time goes on, but you know what? We're experimenting. We're trying something new. With a lot of cheese. Okay, so the bad news is I may have forgotten to put a timer on for the ramen. So I feel like it's been in there a while. I feel like this must be fine, right? I don't own a bowl big enough, so I'm just gonna use a big saucepan. And we're gonna put some water in it, and I'm sure it's gonna be fine. So we got this, dip it in the water. 1, 2, 3. I now need to grab some noodles. How much do we think? Is that too much? I honestly don't know. Oh, the cheese, I forgot the cheese. Okay, so it's like a thick layer or a thin layer? Okay, how are we rolling this? I think we should roll it this way first, then this way. I'm trying to think of the way that we roll a burrito. Oh my God, this is going terribly. Wow, I really fumbled this. Okay, I've got a parcel. Oh, he's stuck to the board. Please don't rip. Oh, okay. He's not terrible. He feels very much like a stress ball. This kind of rice paper does have the consistency of a condom. So if you're familiar with your way around one of those, you'll probably be fine with this. I'm assuming olive oil is fine for this. I've got my little... It's kind of nice to slap. Makes a really good noise. I've got to get this oil nice and hot. I've got a bit of a fear of oil because I always burn myself. I don't think I put enough cheese in this, and I don't think I've wrapped it tight enough, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, that didn't sizzle, which makes me think that maybe the oil wasn't hot enough. I'm worried that I'm burning the oil. Ugh, cook, child, cook. I can't quite remember what the recipe said, so I don't know whether I was supposed to cook it in oil or not, but it's a bit too late to go back now. Oh, it's getting kind of crispy. Maybe I wasn't supposed to put oil in it, because the oil's kind of burning. Should I take the... Okay, I'm gonna pour the oil out because it's kind of setting on fire. Ah! Ah! No! No! No, no, no! Oh, there's been a disaster. I went to pour the oil out and I dropped my wrap into the sink. I just emptied all my coffee stuff into this water. I can't believe I just did that. I guess we have to try again. My kitchen is very smoky from that oil, so I don't think I was supposed to do that. If the fire alarm goes off, not one word out of you lot. No, the rice paper's splitting. This is not my day. This is not going well at all. It's like a used condom. Jeez. I'm not gonna lie, at this point, I'm really starting to doubt my future as a chef. Oh God, I think I should flip this. Oh, it's crisped up. It is crispy. Oh no, I think it's split again. Oh God, it is oozing. I have a special skill where I manage to set the fire alarm off every single time I cook, without fail. It's a gift, really, it's a gift. It's time to test the goods. It is crispy. That's a good sign. It's supposed to be crispy, so I did succeed. Also succeeded at setting my kitchen on fire, but that's not what we're discussing here. Whoa. Inside, you got some cheese going on. Here goes nothing. You know what? That isn't actually bad. This is the kind of food that would be 5-star Michelin standard if you had it when you came home after a night out. I can see the appeal of it. It's got a bit of crunch, a bit of chew, it's got some spice. I was not expecting to enjoy this as much as I have. On a sober scale, I would give this a 6 out of 10. But if I was hammered, I would definitely give this an 8 or a 9. That was actually just a mouth of pure cheese. Wow. Next one. Okay, so the next thing on the list is buffalo chicken taquitos. I've never actually had buffalo before, like buffalo sauce. I've never had it, so I have no idea how these are going to taste even a little bit. I'm not, no clue. So this is a whole new world, circa Aladdin. So the first thing you have to do is take your chicken and kind of shred it. I just got chicken in my cutlery drawer, so that's great. I have no idea how to do this. I really have no clue. I'm gonna ask Jean if he will do it for me, because I honestly have no idea what's going on. Hey! Okay, I got my chicken that Jean very helpfully shredded for me, because then I like touching chicken. I have no idea what is good and what is bad buffalo sauce, so I got 2 different types and I thought I'd just mix and match them. I don't know how bad a bad buffalo sauce is. Is it gonna be detrimental to the dish if it's a bad buffalo sauce, is what I'm trying to say. Is this like enough or is this too much? I feel like that's a lot of buffalo sauce. Okay, and then she pops on some paprika, salt, and what else did she put on it?
Paprika and sesame.
What the hell is sesame? I feel like there's a lot of eyeballing in these recipes. Not often do I see a food talk video where they actually tell you how much of each ingredient they use. It's kind of just a mention and a very aesthetic chuck. So I really am just kind of eyeballing this. No, I've been attacked by buffalo sauce. Nice. Right, and now I'm gonna put some mozzarella in. Sprinkle some in. I'm assuming the more the merrier. This is an American recipe after all. We move on to the fun part. I've got some corn tortillas, which we had to order online because it's really hard to get corn tortillas in the UK. A lot of the reviews for these tortillas were people being like, impossible to fold. You have to heat these up. You have to heat them up, otherwise they will not do what the tortillas that you buy in the supermarkets here will do otherwise. Before I met Jean, I never heated my tortillas up. And now if I don't do it, he will not be happy. Where are my cocktail sticks? Right, nailed it. Ah! Right, once this is cooked up, I have to put the filling inside it, skewer it with a little cocktail stick, and then get ready to fry it. I don't want to overfill it. Like that, maybe? That's probably a good amount, right? Here's a cute little tortilla. I may have overstuffed them a little bit. Skewered. So this is the don't do this at home bit, because I am deep frying these, but I'm not doing it correctly. I'm not using the right oil or the right pan. So parental guidance is advised. I personally would like to have my mother present, but I'm 23 and she has her own life now, so babysitting me is not her priority. I really have no idea how this is gonna go. Oh, she's crackling. She's a crackler. Okay, let's give this a go. Oh, okay. My best advice is to do it from a distance and then maybe just say a small prayer, a small, quiet prayer. Okay, I think I may have put too many in there. I maybe shouldn't have done that. This is very makeshift. This is potentially quite dangerous. So, I mean, I think this is going okay. Ow, ow! I knew I shouldn't have jinxed it. I jinxed it. How do you know when they're done? Is it when they're brown? Ah! I feel like it's when they're brown. You're supposed to put them onto kitchen roll, but I actually misplaced my kitchen roll. So we're using tissue. I don't know if that's gonna work or not. I have a feeling it's gonna go horrendously, but. So this is what we've got. We've got a nice, firm outer. He's a little undercooked there, but that's not my fault. It's entirely my fault, but we're gonna pretend it isn't. Whoa, that looks incredible. Okay, do you want to try with me? John's wearing YDYB, by the way, if you want to check out a sustainable and ethical clothing brand.
This is an example of a way to wear it, you know?
Very fashionable on your way to work. Right, Cheers. It's actually really nice. That's actually really good. Yeah, okay, the presentation's a bit ruined because it served a toilet roll.
Do you forget something?
I think I was meant to put paprika in it. I think I put chili in it.
Let's say spicy.
Instead of because it's really spicy. I think I.
But that's definitely chili powder instead of paprika.
It's got a real kick.
Yeah, it's got a real kick.
Was it? We gotta take the stick out, babe.
Oh, whoops.
Don't eat it with the stick. The moment of truth, though, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you would never eat it again, 10 being delicious, fabulous, make it every day. What would you give this?
I think I'd give it a 9.5.
Ooh!
I'd be half point only because it'd be nice to have some sour cream in it to dip it to kind of have cooling off.
You know what? I think I would actually give this a 9. This I would eat without even having to be drunk. This is really nice. TikTok, you knew.
So you've got one more dish to make then? Mm-hmm. Do you think that one's going to be better than this one? You don't think so? You think this one's going to be the best?
I think it's going to be very, very hard for the next recipe to beat this one. Speaking of the next recipe, moving on. The final recipe is one I have saved for last, purely because I'm quite terrified. A tortilla chip monstrosity, which of course involves cheese, because we can't not have cheese. I'm quite upset about the buffalo on the boob situation that we currently have going on. Not ideal. My only issue I had with this recipe was with the cheese. I don't really know what kind of square cheese Americans use, so I went with Jarlsberg because it sounded the most American, I'm gonna be honest with you. I cannot confirm or deny whether this actually is an American cheese. I just imagined an American saying Jarlsberg. And it just seemed like the right choice. This is our only recipe of the day that has a vegetable. It has a single vegetable, an onion, you know, so that we're not neglecting our nutrition amongst all of the cheese and the deep fat frying. I'm gonna cook the meat first and then I'm gonna fry my onion. A slight disclaimer, I am really bad at cooking meat. I burn everything. So meat is not like the best opportunity for me to show my cooking prowess. I feel like I really excel with cookies. I feel like that's my area of expertise. Any actual food, I struggle. Does anyone know when a burger's done? Like, does anyone know? Do you just kind of take it off and hope for the best? Why is it so smoky? People should seriously stop letting me cook. This is a terrible idea. Okay, I need to cook some bacon now. First things first, what do they do in the video? I think the video, the first thing they put in is sauce. I'm not 100% sure what sauce they use in the video, but I'm using a Korean mayo. Pop the burger in. Boom, cool process. So there you go. And then onions. My onions aren't quite the same as theirs, but it's not, you know, we're not judgy here. And then this is the most bizarre part of the whole thing. You add in some tortilla chips. There you go, right. You're getting there, modern art. That's not bad. Another wrap on top of it. Kind of tuck it in. And then fold it. We've got a little pass the parcel situation. Nice. It keeps trying to open like a flower in bloom. Okay, it's the final meal of the day. This one isn't nearly as similar to the TikTok. It's not very pretty in the same way. I think it's because when I watched the video back a minute ago, I used 2 tortillas the same size where I should have had one smaller, and that way it would have folded easier. But the true test is the taste. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna cut into it and then I'm gonna pull it apart in front of you. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna be honest, this looks a bit shit. Let's not pretend, let's not beat around the bush. It just looks a bit bad, to be honest with you. I just don't think anyone would find that appetizing, really. Right. Let's give it a go. Truthfully, I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's good either. I feel like this is one of those TikTok innovations that wasn't really a innovation at all. If you got all of these components and put them in a regular burger bun, it would have tasted so much better. For that reason, I'm gonna give this a 3. It's not bad, it's just not needed. In review, I feel like the ramen spring rolls could be really great, especially if you were drunk. The pinnacle of the human experience. The buffalo chicken taquitos were by far the best thing I made today. Those are deserving of being trending. They were delicious. This burger tortilla concoction I feel like is a bust. Definitely not worthy of trending. This probably should have got 50 likes and then stagnated. Part of my suspicion is that people will like anything that when you cut it open shows stringy cheese. I'm willing to be proved wrong on this, but most of the viral food videos that I can find on TikTok, nearly all of them have a scene in where they're broken apart and the cheese is doing the stringy thing. Some of you are not lactose intolerant and it shows. If you want to see me do more of these videos, let me know down below which viral foods I should try next. Alternatively, you can tag me them on TikTok, I'm Ellbat over there, or send them to me on Instagram. If you're new here, welcome in. It'd be an honor if you subscribed. If you don't fancy that, that's all right too. I'm streaming every day on Twitch at the moment, so if you can't get enough of me little face, feel free to hop over there and join us for a stream. In the meantime, look after yourself, remember to hydrate, and give my kisses to your mother. I just wanted to let you guys know that this video was filmed before Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine, and as a result, I don't talk about it at all in this video, but I just wanted to let you guys know that we are now selling for Ukraine sunflower and nightingale mugs on ydyb.shop. 100% of the profits from this mug are going to support the British Red Cross Ukraine appeal, so if you would like to support humanitarian aid on the ground in Ukraine and also get a little mug as a thank you, please do click the link down below.